Good morning, good morning. It is just gone 10:30 UK time for those that are joining. Please leave a hashtag replay if you're watching back when we are not live. Probably live for about half an hour-ish. Leave an hashtag, leave a hashtag, and please like and follow if you enjoy, and subscribe over on YouTube. Who's joined us this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? Good morning, Anne. How are you, my sweet lady? I hope you're well. I hope you're doing good this morning. I hope you've had a good night's sleep. I think I slept yesterday for a good few hours at tea time. Great night with Paul and Tim. It was. I've watched it back this morning. Some great footage there caught by Tim and Ghosted UK. I really enjoyed watching. I wish I'd have been part of it, to be honest. Oh, you got sickness bug, Anne. Oh, sending you loads of healing sweets. Nothing worse than that sicky bug. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Morning, Kate. How are you this morning? It's a little better today. I did manage to, the painkillers have sort of like started kicking in, I think, as slightly, but I've not done anything. Lazy day. I've got out of bed. I've come downstairs. I've sat on tea. I spoke to Lana, and then now I'm live. So, yes, a massive John. Oh, God. I've got to tell you some of what's happened this morning. You know, John is such a silly bugger. Morning, Julie. How are you, my sweet lady? I hope everybody's well and cooking on gas this morning. Well, not cooking on gas literally, but you know what I'm saying. That little dicky bird, I don't know if you can see. You can't see it because of lighting. We're still getting that bird. I'd really love to know what message this bird is trying to bring, because it's been doing this now since we got back from stopping up near Lana. So, I don't know why. I don't know why it's a thing. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. And sending healing back to everybody and yourself. So this morning I've come downstairs. John's getting ready, and I says to him, the settee's not working. So he says, what do you mean? Well, the settee we've got is, you've got buttons, so it's a reclining settee. So I says, it's not reclining. And he went, oh, I don't know what's up with it. Hey, Inferno, hope you're well, my lovely. I thought, well, there's not, what's wrong with the settee? So John's got the plug. He's unplugged it. Sort of unplugged it, should I say. And he's taking pieces off. Next minute, I hears this crackling and him go, oh, shit. And he's electrocuted himself, the stupid, silly bugger. But it wasn't working before he's electrocuted himself. So, so I says to him, why aren't you unplugged? Unplugged it. He says, well, I haven't touched anything that would give me electric shock. I says, obviously you have. So the settee's not working. Morning, Angela, my lovely. Hope you're well. Weird channel name. How do you explore the afterlife? Well, many different ways. If you look back to some of the older footage, we was going out nearly 6 nights a week doing paranormal investigations. Then lockdown hit. So we did little bits in lockdown, and we're just interested in the afterlife. If we can connect. So that hence the name of the Explore, because we are just exploring. Nobody will ever find 100% proof. There's always going to be people out there that'll say it's a load of shit. But there's also us like us that do believe that there is an afterlife, that there is more to us. So hence the name Inferno. And we can't do any at minute because John's not well, and I've been a bit poorly myself. Good morning, Miss Fluff. How are you? Happy Wednesday. He electrocuted himself this morning. Quite a bad one, because his hand was still tingling when he'd finished before he left the house. So my friend overdosed on heroin, was clipped for 2 minutes. He saw relatives in heaven. Does that count? Very much so, Inferno. I do hope that your friend's okay, and I hope that they got the help that they needed. because obviously they were crying out for help, weren't they, really? Bless them. But yeah, it does. I'm so sorry to hear about your friend, though. Must have been going through such a lot to come to that sort of point, my love. So sending loads of healing out to your friend. Hi, Lindsay. My brother-in-law passed away 2 weeks ago, so my mind, it's my own. Oh, Angela, I'm so sorry, my sweets. I'm sending you loads of healing, and I hope the grief process isn't. I hope you're okay with it all, if that makes sense. Morning, Debbie, my lovely. You're well, Johnny's okay. I've got little man home from school. He's not well, so says hello. Oh, Debbie, what do you call him, my lovely? Definitely sending you loads of love, Angela, my sweets. You know, ain't it difficult when we lose? Well, I mean, even like Inferno's friend, okay, they've obviously to get hooked on heroin or any kind of drug, there's like issues there prior, you know, and then obviously the drugs cause issues themselves, especially on a mental, on a like a mental side. So yeah, and then when we lose somebody, it's like that grief that comes in. Nobody can tell anybody how to grieve. And unfortunately, there's no good way to grieve either. I think Leighton, hey Leighton, how are you this morning? I hope you feel better. Soon, sweetheart, and are back at school with your friends, playing and running about, my lovely. Oh, that's great news, Debbie. That's great news. I hope you have a good day while you're off school, and I hope I hope you get spoiled and loads of cuddles for being poorly. Maybe a little play on Xbox or PlayStation if you've got one. Always makes you feel better, that Leighton. Always makes you feel better. But yeah, I mean, grief is such a difficult thing. There's no right or wrong way to grieve. Some people some people can shy away in the shells and sort of like try and grieve on their own and process things in their own way. I think some people will act like nothing's happened and just continue, just letting the days sort of like just roll into one for them. I don't, you know, it's such a hard thing, I think, grief. Just always talk to people and don't be scared to mention the names. I know when I lost my dad, like I said, a lot of people know that I was only 8 when I lost my dad. My dad's name became like a taboo subject. Nobody spoke about him. It was too upsetting to mention his name. And looking back, I wish we had spoke about him. I wish that people would have spoke about him more, because I think that would have helped us children process the grief, because I know you've got a big difference between an adult grieving and a child grieving. A child can't process anything, and all of a sudden this person's there, then they're not there, and then they're not spoke about. I mean, obviously, I've always spoke about my dad. I've spoke about my dad to kids. I've spoke about my dad to my sister. And now I'm speaking to my mum. I can speak open. I could always speak openly to my mum about my dad, but I think you always felt a little bit of guilt. But I do think that did have a big part on growing up. And like my mum said, she says, you never thought that it affected us in the way it affected us because we were kids. You know, kids are resilient, but unfortunately, some kids aren't resilient. We are resilient. Kids are resilient. I'll rephrase that. Kids are resilient, but they also need help with the process of losing a loved one. So I can only speak on a child's point of view. I've not lost a partner. I've not lost a child. Yeah, but it's like there's different griefs for the different grief process for a different loss for everybody. But never grieve on your own. The worst thing you can do is grieve on your own. Always find somebody to start talking to. Even if it's messaging me, messaging somebody who you've got chatting to in group, it's really important for yourselves to be have somebody to talk to, and for it to go nowhere else. Like a safe person to speak to. Speak to my grandsons about my parents and how proud they were. That's what I always do, and I always do that. And Jordan, when she got married, I said to her, I wear my dad's necklace. Morning, Charlene. Hey, lovely Carol. I wear my dad's necklace, and I said to Jordan, when you get married, would you like to wear your granddad's ring around your neck so he's with you? And she did. She wore his ring when she got married. So my dad was still with her when she got married. So he actually walked down the aisle in my eyes. My brother-in-law that has passed, he was a mixture between Keith, Richard and Elvis Presley. He was so much fun to be around with. So do you know, Angela, what you need to take from that is his sense of humour. And I think that can also help with grief process. When you think of their sense of humour and what they'd be like, I think that for me, that personally does help with grief. I mean, obviously I've lost other people after I've lost my dad. Obviously I lost my mom's dad, which we called Pop. And he was like a father figure in a sense to us. So when we lost him, obviously that kind of grief comes in, and but you just need to make sure you've got somebody to talk to. And I am going to say this because I personally did this. At end of that drink that you're drinking, or at end of that bottle, there isn't going to be no answers. All there's going to be at the end of that bottle is tears and sorrow. So for those who was like me, that it's okay having a drink, but to drink the full bottle, it will only intensify the emotions, and it's not really working through a process that your brain needs to go through. So just remember that you're never on your own. There's always somebody here to listen and talk to, even if it's talking about something completely different, like, I don't know, next door neighbours knickers on show online, something that's off subject, off topic, just to sort of like lift your mind and lift your spirits a little bit. That's also good as well. So but always here, Angela, my lovely. But like I said, if there's a mixture between Keith Richards and Elvis, I can only imagine what kind of personality your brother-in-law would have had, and I think it would have been an amazing personality. The only thing I will drink is tea or coffee. Don't blame you, Angela. Don't blame you. But I think we all deal with things different, don't we? And we all learn as lessons a harder way. Nothing's ever easy in life, is it? So apart from John electrocuting himself this morning, I really did enjoy, I don't know if everybody caught it last night, but Tim come on from Ghosted UK with Paul, and it was a really interesting topic. It was Tim had sent Paul some clips of EVPs that they've caught while they've been on investigations, and I must say they were really interesting, the EVPs. For me, on some of them, they were a little bit talking too much, but you can still hear the EVP coming in. It were fantastic. And I think that's the only problem, when and EVPs are one of the most paining asses going when you're working in paranormal, because when you're using these tape recorders, they can pick sounds up from so far away that you wouldn't even think they could. So if whatever you can hear, if you hear a car door slam in the distance, when your EVP is running, acknowledge that and just say car door, because then when you're listening back, you hear that sound, you can say, that was car door we heard, because I'll guarantee you by the time you've come to the end of the EP, those in chat who are watching live will have heard the car door and they will remember. So some of them will tell you, some of them will tell you that it was a car door. But if you acknowledge it, so even if it's a tummy grumbling, just say, my stomach's just made a noise, and acknowledge it during the EVP, it validates it more. It gives you a little bit more validation afterwards for explanations. That's the only advice I'd give on EVPs. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to catch some of what Tim's caught on investigation, especially EVPs, because yeah, they're just fantastic. Good morning, Overlaid. Oh, bless you, Claire. How can you overlay? I need to be your alarm clock on a Wednesday morning. It don't matter anyway, because you're watching us, so you've got an excuse on why you've overlaid and why you're gonna be late. Oh, has anybody got any advice for this little dicky bird? It's like a little sparrow. And when did we come back from Lorna's? It was last week, weren't it? Last Thursday. Last Thursday we come back, I think so. Since we've come back on Thursday, this little bird has been flying into the window, and it balances. John's opened the window a little bit because it's all like balances better when windows open, and it keeps flying in. We have looked what it means when a bird flies into the window. There was 7 descriptions. The first one, it said that there could be significant changes. The second one said death. But it did say in brackets that death would be more a magpie or a raven kind of thing flying into your windows. That would be more death. It says that when a sparrow flies in, what else did it say? It said something to do with finances. Finances were going to get better or something daft like that. Another one said that there was messages from heaven because the birds fly high up, that the spirits can, the energies, not spirits, the energies can send messages through. I just don't know what this bird's trying to tell me, bar from it keeps coming to the. It's not even headbutting window. It's not flying into window. It's flying and landing. I've been outside. John's been outside on garden to see if we can see a nest. I didn't know whether it wanted, there was something happening with nest and eggs had fallen and it needed help with putting eggs back, but we can't see anything. So it's going to be interesting to find out. I'm not sure, Anne. We haven't cut because John's been poorly. We've not had time to cut the trees back. So unfortunately, if there's birds in there, we're going to have to be careful. We're going to have to really look for nests before we start chopping into them, because I don't want to start chopping in if they are nesting. It could be that there's a nesting garden bred. I just don't know why it would be coming back and forth. It's not taking food, but it's definitely trying to get attention from us. Inferno, I got electrocuted once working on some code and my laptop charger got over it and burnt my computer. Oh, wow. Tried to pull the charger out my computer and burned my hand. Saved the laptop. You saved your computer, though. Do you know, that's what John said. That is something that John would say, Inferno. That's definitely something, but I saved whatever he was doing. Yeah. Do you know, it's absolutely ridiculous how we can get electric shocks. I think the first time John got electric shock, while we've been at this house, was when he did dryer. He was doing something on dryer while it was still plugged in, and he stuck a screwdriver where a screwdriver shouldn't go, and it shot him straight across back at kitchen. At that point, though, I thought I was in the room, and I said, "Are you okay?" And he went, I've just been shot across kitchen." Well, I shouldn't laugh, but I do laughing when it comes to like situations where you think, "Oh my God, I'm one of these that laugh," but I'm not laughing at them. I'm just laughing because it's just like, what is it? It's just like that emotion that comes over, and I was laughing, but I didn't laugh loud, and I could just see my shoulders going. And then this morning, when he electrocuted himself, I actually heard the hiss and the sound of cackling. And I just heard him shout, and then I like turned my head and looked at him, and I went, "Are you okay?" He went, "I've just electrocuted myself. Oh, my muscles have gone." And I thought, no, he didn't actually behave like that. He just went, "He's got me in my hand, and he's done it. He's got all my muscles." But I just do the actions of like what you do. It had months of unbacked up work. Oh no. There's nothing worse. I bet that's taught you a lesson, though, hasn't it, to make sure you've got everything backed up? Or have you still not got everything backed up and it's something that you need to do? That might be, if you haven't, then that's your own reminder to back everything up before anything untoward happens again. But yeah, I don't know. Bloody electrical things. Charges enough for electric. We are electrocuting as an all. Hey, I never looked if electric went up. Morning, Kim. How are you, my lovely? I hope everything's well where you are. So later on, what's happening now? Oh yeah, it's ladies chit chat tonight. It will be round about watching from Belgium. Oh, bless you. Mwah, sending love to you to Belgium. Kim, I will be coming live doing some tarot readings. I think, let me pick a day when I'm going to do it, then you'll know time. What are we doing? What are we doing Thursdays? Don't think we're doing anything. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I will be live doing tarot readings. So, Kim, if you're okay, it'll be 9 o'clock UK time. So I'm not sure what time that'll be for you, whether it's an hour difference. I'm not 100% sure on my times. But 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. tomorrow night, I will set one up for tarot reading. So if you want to pack back on them, Kim, I will try and look for you in chat. I do try to get to as many as I can. I can't promise that I get to you, but I will. I do my best, sweet. So but I'm on for an hour anyway. So hopefully I'll see you coming in and catch you. Since then I make respirators for everything. Everything is backed up in the cloud, even the smoke. Don't blame you, Inferno. You're welcome, sweet. But yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. I don't even know how to back anything up. I'm useless when it comes to computers. I only just node. I've only just learned node. Look at me, proper language coming out here now, isn't there? I've only just realised. My emails had stopped working on my phone, and I'm like, oh no, don't let my emails stop working. My emails are they're just like something that's so important, and I weren't getting no emails through, and I'm thinking, why ain't it working? So John says, have you emptied your have you cleared your phone out, your inboxes out and everything, or your sent boxes and your bin? And I went, what? He went, how long have you had this phone? I went, I think it's nearly 3 years I've had this phone. Contract's up tomorrow. And he said, and you haven't emptied it? And I went, no, how do I do that? And he went, you're joking. So I ended up, I couldn't do it on my phone, and I had to go on the laptop or on computer, whichever, and I had to try and log on to the email. So I had to rechange all my passwords, because my passwords are saved in my phone, but they're not saved online. I had to mess about trying to get my password to send. So morning, Caroline. And in end, I had 16.987 emails in bin. And then I got all my spam mail that I haven't got rid of. Anyway, as soon as I've got rid of them all and deleted them all, I started getting my emails back. So I were gutted. So I'm only in charge of my own email. John sorts the page one out, so that one will never get flustered. But that's me and technology. So contract's up tomorrow for my phone, so I can order a new phone. I know I'm going to get a Samsung. I'm not sure what type I'm going to get yet. Depends what deal they can offer me at 3. And they best offer me a bloody good deal as well. Otherwise, I'll have to pretend I'm going elsewhere so they give me a better deal. It always works. Always works. So anybody got any plans for today? I know this evening we've got it's a spiritual awareness class this evening. They are starting a brand new awareness class. It is in Chesterfield. So if anybody wants any information as to where it is, please just message or drop a comment and I can tell you where it is. If anybody wants to come along, I would advise getting there for 7 o'clock, 7:15. It starts at 30:30 and we do lock the gates so nobody can come in and disturb. The awareness classes are really good. Staying home with the baby. Oh, bless Kim. Have you got a little girl or little boy? I've got 3 grandsons. No, I haven't. I've got 4 grandsons. And yeah, Jacob's 7 this year. Fletcher's 3 this year. Arthur's 2 this year. And Noah's 2 this year. Is Noah 2? Yeah, Noah's 2 this year. He's a bit older than Arthur. But yeah, proper little babies. We had 2 of them living at home not long ago, and then they moved out. A boy Charlie from 5 months, and Matthew from 7, and Olivia from 5. Oh, bless! Beautiful names, Kim. I've got 3. I've got Jordan, Ashley, and Michael, and yeah. Oh, beautiful names. Love Charlie, love Matthew, and Olivia. Oh, beautiful. I hope I've pronounced Matthew right, because I'm dyslexic, so I say it as it sounds. So if anybody does put anything, I'm not being funny. It's just, oh my God, she's here. Look, she's popped up. Morning, Lorna. How are you? Native Indian tribe. Oh, put this up. Native Indian tribes say that the sparrow signifies joy, contentment, and friendliness. Different folk tales describe sparrow as helping spirit and elders that can travel between heaven and earth. Thought I would look at the significance of the sparrow. I've sent you the link. Oh, thank you, sweets. Thank you. That makes a little bit more sense. Joy and friendliness. Woohoo! Even birds think I'm good. Oh, I'm surprised I don't frighten it. Stop talking shitty language. I'm surprised I don't scare it with the laughing or the dog barking. Because Fifi keeps barking at it and it just sits on windowsill looking at her now. It doesn't even move when she barks. So yeah, it's a proper daredevil little bird. There's food for it on bleeding windowsill and it's not taking food, it's just flying to window. So yes, we've got spiritual church tonight. So I think that goes on. I don't know if it's 9:30 or it finishes at 9, but we'll get back from there not long after. But we do ladies' night live round about 11 o'clock. So I do hope you can join us for ladies' night. I think Yolanda picked the subject for this week. And what were it now? Yo, what did you? Placebo effect. I don't know. It's nothing to do with paranormal, but it's more on something to do with the placebo effect. So I'm not sure where Yo were going with this. I don't think it connects to paranormal though. But yeah, but the topic always changes. I have a question. Are you born with this gift? Some people are, Kim, some people aren't. I think majority of people that do that are more open to a gift, I think I believe, and I'm like I said, I'm totally wrong, but my belief is because I experienced what I did as a child by losing my dad at 8, that sort of like opened my mind up to seeing to believing in the afterlife. That sort of like at one time I was like, no, they wouldn't. If I stopped believing in God at that point, because if there were a God, why would he take my dad away from me? So I really turned towards not believing in God. I don't believe in God now. I do believe that there is a divine, more so on a goddess now rather than a god. But I do believe that there's different gods and goddesses that help in different situations, more like similar to like the pagans, the who else had different gods? think it was just pagans with. I don't know, but on that kind of thought is where I am. But definitely learning to be spiritual is a key that every one of us can learn. It can help. I have no clue on placebo effect research. Neither have I. So I hope Yo-Yo's done a research because she's the one that's organised it. But yeah, on a spiritual base, as long as you're open. Bloody hell with that. I had like a buzzing noise. As long as you're open to learning different ways and learning different techniques, because just because you might have somebody that you're watching or learning from, and they might do it one way, you have to sort of like find your own sort of like niche in there. You see spirits on pictures, fantastic. But you know, Kim, it's a marvelous gift. Just like try and find the right classes that you need to be on, the right people you need to be involved in. Meditation is key, I believe. Also, viewing yourself, because if you're, for me, and this isn't for you, Kim, this is just everybody in general. For me, if you're on a spiritual journey, a lot of people say I'm on a spiritual journey, but then they go and judge somebody, or they go and they do something, and you think, how can you be on a spiritual journey if that's the way you're inclined? Don't get me wrong, we all can have a bitch and a moan, and there's nothing wrong with bitch and a moan, but you know the situations that I'm meaning. So yeah, so you do have to sort of like, you just have to sort. Can you see it flying on wind and air around? It's I don't know. I might see if it wants to come in. It probably shit all our house. Open circle spiritual church. So you know when you go to your spiritual church, Kate, if you ask them if they have got any awareness classes that are going to be starting. Some do them on a Saturday, so it's like from 9 o'clock till like 5 in the afternoon, and they have like a special person coming in to help. The one we do, they do like a 12-week course. So you do a 12-week course, and then you can move up to the next group, and then they have the Monday night group for those that they can see a little bit more, not more potential in, but more that have sort of like moved a little bit forward, should I say. Lana has Lindsay not sent you an encyclopedia to research? Oh, bless. Lana, has Lindsay not sent you an encyclopedia to research on the subject? No, I'm not sending anything. But yeah, there's a bloke. Just let me get my phone. There's a gentleman that I watch on what I've been watching on YouTube. We only found him not long ago. Let me see if I can find him. That's not you. That's not who you are. There we go. Let me just make sure my phone's turned down. I don't want to get a thing from Facebook. Yeah, so if you go onto YouTube and you put in medium Charlie Kelly, that's what he looks like. I think he's on Facebook as well. But all his videos are over on YouTube at the minute. And if you go onto his videos or onto his playlist, he actually does his own mediumship awareness, his own awareness course. And he explains, they're only like short videos. And they are focusing a little bit more on Facebook at the minute, but the videos that he shared are really eye-opening. And the way he describes it for me was really, he explained it on easier terms, because my brain's one of them that if it's not explained easily, then it won't understand it. So yeah, have a look for Charlie Kelly on, just put medium Charlie Kelly in there on Facebook and YouTube, because I've learned quite a bit from him. More obviously, we're learning from his lovely mentors at church, and all the other people there that we work alongside as well. But it's nice to have an outside opinion on the different tuning in techniques, on on what worked for him. I mean, we looked online. He's actually got he's actually quite renowned, I would say, in mediumship circle. And we were looking, and he did this. It were a 4-day course that you can go and work with him. You stay in a hotel, all your food's paid for, obviously, for $7,500 it were. And I says to John, "Oh, we'll book 4 tickets," you know, as if you could. So that's the only thing. I understand that he's worked from the ground up and he's got to be where he is. But for me, it's that price. It's that price. I mean, we're given or we work hard to get a gift. And I always say that everybody has to earn a living. So you've always got a living to work from. But there's how I work is I come online and I give free reading. I do free tarot readings online. And that's my way of saying thank you to Spirit for allowing me to work with them. But it's also giving it free, like a free back. What is it? Pay it forward kind of thing. I also have given free readings when people have messaged me, and I've like talked to him for a while and got to know him a little bit, and a readings come out of that as well. But I also charge for readings. I charge £15 to have for people to book in and read. So, but it's not overcharging. And for doing like for these that like charge $7,500, I understand that they've got to pay for the room that they're hiring to do it in and everything else. Morning, Jules, you lazy butt. 5 o'clock, you got it good as, oh, bless you. I hope you're all right, sweets. I understand that they said that hotels paid in that, but I could get that hotel probably cheaper. I could even book another hotel near to the function there where they're having it. As long as he covers the cost of his room and takes a wage from that. But $7,500 per person, not for me, unfortunately. For me, then it starts coming into a financial gain, and spiritualism and working with spirits shouldn't be about earning money. It shouldn't be at a cost. And morning bakes and things should be given freely, because I just think that, yeah, I think when money starts coming into it, it changes people. And it changes them from being not nice people into absolute knobs. Basically, is my take on it. And I will say knobs because that's what they are. They think that they're something they're not. They think that they're famous and they're not. And if they are famous, then it's disgusting that they're doing what they're doing to earn money that they're doing. When, unless they're giving back to charity, then that's a different thing. But you never hear anybody who's earning a lot of money. You never see or hear them donate to charity. Not saying that they don't, but yeah, to me, I just think it's, I don't know. It shouldn't be a money. If you're getting into this for financial reasons, or because you think, oh, I can do readings at 40, 50 quid a time, then you're coming in it for wrong reason, and your ego will take over more on your readings. And I think you find that a lot when you start abusing the gifts that you've been given. But that's just my opinion. I do believe in karma, and karma does come round and bite them in the ass. So yes. But yeah, so like I said, so we've got ladies chat tonight. Yeah, it is okay, isn't it? We've got ladies chat tonight coming up around about 11 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, I will do 9 o'clock UK time will be tarots. The awareness course. Cheers, Anne. The awareness course that we're doing in members will be starting next week. John's going to start that next week. I'm not sure whether it's going to be 2 nights a week he's going to do it, or whether it's good, because he might do it at Tuesdays at 7. Not every week we can do a Tuesday, though. I'll have a word with John, but we're going to look at doing it 2 nights a week. Practice mediumship will also continue over in members. I'm finding that helpful for me, and I'm also hoping that those in chat are finding it helpful. I just have to say though, please, if you are a member, just remember we don't share anything from the members out. Not that anybody could access it anyway; it's private. But yeah, we don't share from that group. Obviously, you'll pay £2.79 a month for that privilege of having that to yourselves. Yeah. So also, if you're a member for longer than 3 months, if you ever want a private reading, it'll only be £8. It's like half price kind of thing. So yeah, but you've got to be a member for 3 months before you can activate that extra. Thank you, Anna. All went well at the hospital. Just got to wait for the results now. Our youngest, who's 15, has autism and sometimes has sleep reversal. Last night was one of them. Bless you. Isn't it awful when they have that sleep reversal, because it knocks them for 6 as well, doesn't it, Jules? Definitely. But yeah. So yes, so tomorrow night will be Tara's at 9. Friday night we have got a lovely gentleman joining us, so don't miss out on that. That will be at 8:30 p.m. We have got Neil. I hope I pronounced Neil's name right. Neil Geddes Ward joining us. He's him and his wife both. In art, working in art. They do a lot of pagan art, and yeah, I'm going to healing tomorrow. Oh, that's 9 o'clock. Oh shit. Tara's is going to have to be done at 10 then. Tara's I'm going to have to do it 10:30. I'll put a post up for Tara's, so it'll be 10:30 UK time for Tara's, but I'll set a StreamYard up so everybody knows that I'm back in time. Cheers for that reminder, Bex. Otherwise I would have bleeding forgot. So yeah, Neil's going to be joining me on Friday. Lorna's going to be part of the chat as well. I'm not sure if Claire's going to be popping in also. And I'm going to see what John's doing, and possibly Paul, and have a few on panel that night. So there'll be myself, Claire, Lorna, John, hopefully, unless he needs to rest, and I might see if Paul wants to join us as well. So that's going to be Friday night with Neil. Neil covers a very wide range of things to do with the paranormal. He covers UFOs, he covers the elementals, he covers the spirit energy side. They've got the pagan history insights to come into play. Just message me, Caroline, if you're wanting to book in suites. Just send me a message and I can work it out with you at the end of suites. But yeah, so Friday night's going to be a really interesting live to watch. I can't wait to have him on, because we were supposed to be going live. I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, but because I think it was last Wednesday, but because me and John had extended a stay with Lana, and Neil had some personal issues the week before, so yeah, it's you couldn't finish your message. Bless you. Just message me, sweets. But yeah, so it's all coming ahead now for this week, and like I said, it's going to be one special not to be missed. I think, yeah, Carol, I think it's going to be a really good night. He is open to questions, so we can get questions coming in from you guys as well. I'm sure you'll have comments on what gets said. You'll have your own opinions as well. So again, as usual, like it says on screen, please be respectful. Obviously, we all have different opinions. We don't all have to agree, but we can all be respectful when we reply. And also, just be aware, when you're writing something, there's no emotion behind it. So always leave an emoji. So like a laughing face, a smiling face. So you sort of like get the gist that that what you've put's not being funny. It's, if it's funny, haha, then it's different. You know what I mean? But yeah, always use your emojis when you're typing, or even when you're sending messages. Jesus, I've sent messages out and I've like had a phone call afterwards and gone, "Hey, what did you just mean by that?" And I'm like, "What? I was joking." But because obviously like the emotions don't come across, text words can get perceived in the wrong context. So that's why we always said be respectful, because we are all a different beliefs, different faiths, different ideas, different in everything, aren't we? And that's what makes us all unique in his own way, and makes us all good and to be a part of. So so it should be a great night on Friday. The artwork, the mediumship that we've been doing, practicing mediumship. The reason why, oh bless, thank you, Kate. I just do you know when you subscribe, Kate? If you go to first post, there should be a link on there, and that'll click that link and it'll ask you to ask to be joined another group, because that's where the subscribe one is, where the payment works for Facebook, and then obviously Facebook run it for us. So the other group, it'll take you to a members live group, and that's where we're always live. So we don't go live in the subscribe group. It's the added on group where we go live. Remember to click that link, my sweets, and go into topic section while you're in, Kate. There's loads of things happening in the topic section, all different lives you can watch back at your own leisure. But yeah, it's a lovely little group. And like I say, everybody in there is in there because they want to be in there. So, and everybody's open to learn. So it's really good because you can open up and not feel like people are going to laugh at you or anything. The practicing mediumship, the reason why I call it practicing mediumship is because I've always worked with tarot cards. As everybody knows, tarots are my like go-to. Love me tarot cards, my oracle cards and things like that. And when I know when I'm working with my cards, I feel like I'm here, but I'm stood there. And it's like, it is the spirits that are coming through. It is their energy that are feeding through me and taking my eyes to where I need to go to on the cards, and reading for you from the cards what I see, feel, and what I can take from that. But the cards have been like a tool for me, and it's like taking it's like taking away somebody's lean on when you take something and you're trying to work direct. So the practicing mediumship comes in because I don't work with the tarots. I work with just myself. Morning, yours. I work with just me. Well, just me and the spirit. Morning, Mary. I hope you're well, my lovely. So these are working colour. I have to admit, I can't at the minute. Again, the connection for me is stronger when I'm doodling. So these are some of the readings that what covered the readings last night. I'll cover the person's name up, but that was one reading. I got one reading from that last night. And then let me make sure name's covered up because I don't know if they're on to say. That was somebody else's reading that I got from the information. And this one, I haven't got the name on it, but I know whose reading it is. And that was the third one that I did. So I actually do work in colour still. I am scribbling with crayons. So all those that tell me to go play with crayons, I am now doing so. You'll be pleased to know. And like I said, we open that up. So if anybody in chat is feeling anything or has got into a meditation before they've come on and like asked to connect with Spirit Direct, they can also put the messages into chat, So if people can understand their messages too, you can take theirs and help them. So it's like really, it's a really good place for learning that mediumship, hence the practice mediumship. I got card for barter secondhand, but nothing about card. So what's best thing to do with them, please? I got card for barter secondhand, but no, nothing about cards. You need to cleanse your cards first, Mary. If these are if they're cards, if the tarot cards, oracle cards, or cards you're going to be working with, you do need to cleanse. You can either put them in sage and sage your cards. So I sometimes use sage, or I use Palo Santo on an incense stick. The other way that I cleanse my cards is I hold them in my hand and I say this 3 times while I'm shuffling, and I just say, negative energy, you cannot stay. Negative energy, I send you away. Negative energy, I banish thee. This is my will, so mote it be. And I do that 3 times as I'm shuffling. My intention there is to rid all the energy from that, so the energy is just clear again. But it's all to do with intent. It's all to do with intent, and solely in what you believe. Everybody will say different things. Everybody will do different things. So it's thingy. Hey, Wolfgang Felix. Nobody knows what happens after we die. I know, isn't it a shit? But I think if we did know, more of us may die. Because if it is as nice as what some people say it is when they've like died and then come back, if it's that nice over there, morning Dave, we'd all want to be over there, so we'd all end his life. So I don't think we'll ever know what it's like when we pass over. We'll experience that when the time comes that we need to, but we will try, and we still try and make that connection, whether it's between loved ones, whether it's going to places where you can connect with the spirits that used to live or work there, and try and catch sightings, try and catch EVPs, try and catch some sort of interaction, just so you can. Just so we can, it's sort of like that. It's the interest, isn't it? It's that we always want to know. Be better if wasn't doing 12 till 8. Oh, Gems. But if you're doing 12 till 8, when are you doing 12 till 8? Just got a cold shudder when you said your cleansing words for your cards. Oh, bless you. But I use that ritual in many things. It's not just my cards. Thank you, just nosy person. So I wanted to see what looked like, but not open the box yet. Get that box open. But yeah, just put your intent there, Mary. Either say them words 3 times, like, yeah, 3. So mote it be 3 times. But if I want to clear negative energy when I'm in shower, I do say that chant as when I'm first getting in shower and you're washing the soap and everything off you. You have to work, sweet. Oh, well, at least you're back at 8. You can be ready for chit chat if you're not up early in the morning. When I finish my lunch in the park. Oh, bless. I hope it's a nice day, Gems, for you. It's not too bad here. It's cloudy, not raining though. But yeah, so it's hopefully. I forgot where I were. But yeah, oh yeah. So the chant. So yeah. So I'll say it again for those of you that didn't need it saying back. You just say, negative energy, you cannot stay. Negative energy, I send you away. Negative energy, I banish thee. This is my will, so mote it be. And repeat 3 times, always in 3s. And that's what I do. I do that when I'm getting in the shower. I do that if I've been in public and I feel that there's been energies that have come in around me that I don't feel are good energies. And you don't have to say it out loud. You can say it in your head as well. So people aren't going to think you're a fruitcake, maybe, because we know that there's people out there, if you start chanting, they're going to be like, oh, look at you chanting. But yes, it's mild. Well, at least it's not. At least it's dry, Gems. At least it's dry. but yeah, it's like I say, it's a very interesting. It's very interesting, but just remember, it's your intent that sets it. Even when you're communicating with spirit, it's your intent. I will just say, please make sure you are fully grounded. I didn't know this until I started going to awareness classes. Water is very grounding. So when working with energies, when you're meditating, always make sure you've got water at hand, so you can have a drink of water. The water does help ground you. If you don't like water, orange juice, something with water in it base, a dilute pop or something like that, because that does help ground. So that was a new learning curve for me when I went to awareness class. I didn't know that. And I know they use that after when you have healing as well. If ever you have healing and they offer you a drink of water afterwards, please take that water, because that also helps after you've come out of healing and helps to ground you again. So it's quite important, is water. So yes, no chance working 7 till 4 the next 3 days. Oh, bless you, Gemma. Oh, that's a bit shitey, isn't it? Hopefully you'll still catch us though, Gems. I mean, I know tonight's going to be late. Tomorrow night's going to be a 10:30 one for tarot readings, but I will be going live in members, Gemma, as well, doing tarot. So I'll make sure that there's a time that I know that you can come in for. I'll try and do it at weekend in members. So there we go. I think I've said all I need to say. I just want to say a big thank you to Paul for doing what he does on Tuesday nights for us, because it's so nice of Paul taking that time out. I know it gives him that slot, and it gets Paul working as well. And I know Paul enjoys coming on and chatting to everybody. And big thank you, Paul. Much love to you. And I hope your mom's feeling a little bit better also. Actually, I don't say your mom, I just said mom. I hope mom's feeling better this morning. And I hope hopefully when they change the pot over, Moira, I hope you feel a lot better, my lovely. I should be well chuffing grounded. I didn't know that I bought water. I drink 2 liters a day. There you go. But yeah. Chuffing grounded. I should be chuffing grounded. But yes, you should be. But again, remember to set that intent. Remember to cleanse your chakras. Do a daily cleanse on your chakras. The chakras aren't anything that connect you to spirit. The chakras are to balance you, nothing to do on a spirit level, tiny bit, but not in the connection of spirit, unless you're blocked, and then one of your chakras is blocked, so you'd need to undo that just so it opens you up. But just make sure that you do your cleansing of your chakras. I do mine every evening, and I'll probably do it mid-afternoon as well, where I just take 5-10 minutes to just cleanse and get rid of energies, but that doesn't connect you to that doesn't connect you to spirit. The working with spirit is completely separate to your chakras, but it does all help the balance and everything else. So yes, Paul is fab, always good to listen to, and love to Moira. Yes, so everybody have a fantastic day, and I will see you all later on. I am going to be live in members, I think, this afternoon. Not sure what I'm doing. I might have a look through books and see what information I can bring through books. And like I said, the awareness classes will be starting in members next week, and I think John's going to do 2 days a week, and the membership will still go, the mediumship, or what we might do is do 1 day. We'll sort it. 1 day doing the workshop, and then the other one doing the practicing mediumship, or unless John wants to do 2 days on all. So we'll see anyway. But the practicing mediumship's here to stay, guys. And hopefully once I feel happy, I will then bring it on to onto this one for the mediumship. But at the minute, I'm just focusing in the practicing mediumship part, but I will do tarots on main. It's 7 p.m. tonight. It starts at 7:30, Jules. We normally get there for about 7. But it starts at 7:30. She locks the gates at 7:30, so no later than about 7:15 if you're pushing it. But we get there for about well, we're probably there just before 7, to be honest, Jules. 10-ish tonight. I've said about 10, 11, yo, because depending what time we get back from tonight, it's first one we're back. It's first one Claire and Jules will be at, so we could be talking afterwards for a little while. Because don't forget, ladies, we do have a cup of tea afterwards. So yeah, it's not like a big rush job to get back. No problem, my lovely. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, and my sweets. And we shall see you all. Members, I'll see you in a couple of hours over on members. And everybody else, I shall see you tonight at 11:30. It is nighttime, PM time in the UK. Tonight's live. So much love to you and take care. See you soon. Have a blessed day, my lovelies.